Welcome to the third Career Advancement YouTube video after the interview, tips for healthcare executives and administrators. As stated in the previous YouTube video, when closing the interview, ask for information about the next stage in your hiring process and ask when you can contact the company to find out the status of your application. By asking when you can make the call, rather than when you can expect to hear from them, gives you an element of control over the follow-up process. It also demonstrates a proactive, professional approach. You now have a time frame in which to plan your job interview follow-up strategy. Get all the necessary contact information and make sure you have the full name and title of the interviewer plus contact details. Now realize too that the person you follow up with may not be the person who interviewed you. So get all of the information you need for your thank you letters for this interview and any other interviews that you've had. Follow up and thank you everyone that you interviewed with. Now know who you should contact to find out about your application, and it isn't always the interviewer. So, did you contact your job references before the interview? If not, now's the time to do it. We talked about not blindsiding your references. The company is going to contact one or more of your job references and do a telephone reference check, as well as criminal background checks. Alert your references and give them some details about the job and company so they're prepared to provide the best possible reference for you. Revisit the interview. Assess what happened in the job interview and jot down some notes. What were positive areas that you can reinforce, and what areas do you feel that you may need to address further? Use these details to write a thank you letter that is well considered, relevant, and specific to the job interview. Send a professionally written and relevant thank you letter within 24 hours of the interview. Use your notes to reinforce your suitability in the interview thank you letter and to address any concerns that may have come up during the interview. Express your enthusiasm for the job and company. Make sure you have addressed the recipient correctly and find out the best way to send the interview thank you note, email, post, or by hand. Follow up with a call or email within a couple of days. Give sufficient time for your thank you letter to arrive. There's nothing desperate about making a professional follow-up call after the interview to ask about the status of your application. Rather, it demonstrates enthusiasm. You can use the phone call or email to thank them again for the opportunity to interview and then ask when a hiring decision is likely to be made. This sample email to send when you have not heard back from the company is going to help you draft your own interview follow-up. Standout candidates go above and beyond. You want to be remembered after you leave. So doing this follow-up and sending up a follow-up email to each person you spoke with, or even some personally thank you cards to each, isn't going over the top. You're going to be remembered. You're going to be keeping your name in front of these people. Don't be afraid to ask the organization that you know you are the best person for this job. Check out more helpful interview tips. We have documents on our jobs page that will help you with a checklist on what should be included in your curriculum vitae, what's the difference between a curriculum vitae and a resume, and so many more additional details to the whole preparation, interviewing, and following up after the interview process. Questions? Well, call us toll free at 866-571-5635 or go to our website for more information.